I have spent the last few months talking with community leaders, residents, and going to every meeting I could around the city. The Mary Wade Home Holiday Bazaar, I was there, talking with seniors. The New Hallville Toy Drive, I was there, talking with pastors and police. West River Block Watch, the Hill Community Management Team meetings, I was there talking with people that were concerned about crime in their neighborhood. Quinnipiac Terrace Homework Club, I was there talking with children that are trying to make the right decisions in life. I was there on the East Shore. I was there at a Friends of Park meeting talking with residents who have a vision for a greenway that will connect the East Shore to Lighthouse Point. I was there. And incidentally, do you know who was not there for 99% of the time? Are the two other guys that are talking about running for mayor. Around the city, I've been listening to people, and people have been talking at a lot of these meetings. And I'm hearing around the city that people are interested in a new direction for this city. And not just a new direction, but a two-way government, a government that listens and doesn't only talk to you. And I hear from people that they want their next mayor to be someone that hears them out, that respects their ideas and incorporates their input into the plans that we make. Someone that brings new energy and excitement to our government, and I will be that mayor. Stefano's been in office for 20 years. 20 years, think about that. I'm 37 years old, and I haven't done anything for 20 years. And the only thing I really want to do for 20 years straight is be married to my wife. Much longer, much longer.
She's smiling. Don't worry. She's smiling now.
And so, at these meetings around the city, I keep hearing the same ideas and the same wishes for our city. I keep hearing things like fix the schools, the inside of the schools, fix the budget, so our kids can have enough money to pay for their police and their schools. And give more direct support to our neighborhoods. Listen to our neighborhoods and what they want and give that support to them. First, the schools. Our children deserve a public education that shows them the potential in life, the potential that they could be, and gives them the tools to approach life. Over the last 20 years, we spent $1.5 billion on our schools. Yet inside of our schools, we have so much more that we need to do. Every child deserves that education. Good schools attract people to New Haven. Good schools keep people in New Haven. We need to fix the inside of our schools in this city. Now, how do you do that? It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of effort. But I think there's three things that we can be doing tomorrow if we choose to do them. First, schools must be more responsive and accessible to the public, especially to the parents of this city. A hybrid board of education that is partially elected, chosen by the people, and partially appointed can increase accountability in this city and increase public participation. We cannot have true school reform. We cannot have true school reform until we have a new independent-minded and reform-minded superintendent. Yes. The schools must actively engage the parents in their child's education. I have heard from so many parents around the city that they can't understand the process for even enrolling their child in school, that it's complicated and complex. It doesn't need to be like that. I've heard from parents that they don't feel schools, and that's unacceptable, and we need to change that. Second is early childhood education. The evidence shows that engaging a child from birth in an environment that is caring and gives opportunities to learn decreases that child's likelihood of falling behind their peers in school, decreases that child's likelihood of getting involved in crime, increases the child's likelihood of graduating from high school and succeeding in life. We must increase the pre-K opportunities available to New Haven residents in this city. It's not going to be easy to do that, but evidence shows that the dividends will pay off in the long term for our New Haven residents. And finally, on the school point, we need to teach our kids 21st century curriculum. And what do I mean by that? I mean character education. Look, test scores are important. Test scores are important, absolutely. But the research shows what parents already know, that a child, in order to succeed, needs much more than any standardized test can evaluate. They need character education, how to pick themselves up after they fall, how to persevere in the face of obstacles, how to resolve conflict. These skills can be taught and should be taught in our schools. Life skills, things like how to eat healthily, how to exercise, how to balance a bank account, how to manage a credit card. Probably some of us in this room should take that class. Things like how to write a resume or dress sharp for an interview. I need to take that class. The point is that a lot of this type of education isn't getting taught at home in every New Haven home. We have kids for oftentimes more time in the day than their own parents do. And that's an opportunity to make a real impact in a child's life. If we want our children to succeed, we need to give them the tools to succeed in our schools. Fix the budget. I hear from residents around the city we need to fix the budget. We have a credit rating that's at risk. We spent $65 million in this year's budget alone on debt, on principal and interest of decisions that we've made in the past. We're looking at a budget that will likely go over by $10 million. And in a city with a budget that is over $500 million, we have only $1.9 million in our bank account. We have to stop making decisions based on 2-year political cycles and make decisions based on a 20-year horizon, so our children can have the money to fund their police, their schools. Imagine if Mayor DeStefano 20 years ago had made that commitment and stuck by it. Imagine what the conversation would be today and what kind of budget we would have in our city today. Now, it's not easy to make these decisions either, but I think there are things that we can do to get our budget under control to fix it. Number one is to make fiscally responsible decisions, like we do in our own homes. And we can do that, and we can learn to live with them. Some of them will be difficult, but we can do that. Number two, developers need to feel that they don't have to contribute to a political campaign to play ball in New Haven. And if I'm elected mayor, I will end that practice. If you are a developer, you need not give to the DeStefano campaign today, because you don't need to play ball after November of this year. And finally, we need people to prioritize the decisions we make with our budget. And what does that mean? Well, first, if I'm elected mayor, I will implement what's called participatory budgeting. Yes. And what that means is you give neighborhoods the authority to prioritize what their spending is for some municipal investments in their neighborhood, instead of politicians. Nice. what number in line you are for your tree trimming, for your sidewalk being fixed. You want to know, you want the city to answer your phone calls. And I think if everyone feels that they have a fair and equitable treatment by this government, and they're communicated with, then that's a fair way to budget. But right now, people don't feel that way. So that's how I will address that. Finally, neighborhoods want more support. And what does that mean? I think our government needs to respond directly to what people are calling for in our neighborhoods. Youth. We hear so much about youth and youth programs. Look, breaking the cycle of poverty starts with education and starts with schools. But our teens need 24/7 support if they are going to succeed in life. And what I mean by that is that it's not just the schools close at 3 p.m. and our teens are on our own. We need to give more youth programs for them. I keep hearing around the neighborhoods, we got to get the Q house back. We got to get the Q house back. And whether it's the Q house or whether it's opening our beautiful schools that we have after hours and partnering with groups like the Boys and Girls Club or Youth Rights Media or Solar Youth that are doing excellent programming in this city. We need to offer programs that we as a city can afford and that engage our youth, give them a safe place to go, to have fun, to socialize, and also to grow and learn as people. Now, what is the city? There you go. I hear you. And what is the city's role in this? The city's role is this. Winchester's not coming back. And what that means is that we need to prepare our young people for the jobs of today, jobs in life sciences, biotech, advanced manufacturing. And the way that we do that, the Board of Aldermen has been, I think, successful in pushing the mayor in that direction. But we need to do more. VOTEC should not be an after-school program or an afterthought. We need to incorporate those concepts into our public school, day-to-day public school education, so we can capture the interest of that teen that is not responding and not fascinated by lectures on history and math, but is impelled to and excited to work on CAD design or automotive repair. And by incorporating these career and VOTEC concepts into our school, then we can engage those kids that we are missing right now. Yeah. Why is the sound school? Why is the sound school so successful of a high school? It's because they don't teach math by lecturing to students about math. It's because they teach math through aquaculture. They give kids professional skills, and the kids are going to need the other skills in that process. So they excite kids to learn like a Montessori school and incorporate those other necessary skills that we need to be adults in that education. And finally, on support for the neighborhoods, we need to support and develop economic corridors throughout our city. Now, what does that mean? Grand Avenue, Whaley Avenue, Dixwell Avenue.
State Street.
State Street. Thank you. State Street. We spend so much money, effort, human resources on downtown. And downtown is important. We spend a lot of time on Singleton, large developments downtown. But it's not important so that we need to neglect our neighborhoods. In fact, I think we need to put more effort into our neighborhoods, updating the zoning code so that if we have an antiquated zoning code, so that residents have a choice on what the zone looks like, but also that developers have some predictability in their investment. Public transportation that is reliable, affordable, and in many cases fixed.
GPS on the way.
GPS.
And even a small investment on creating a sense of place in our neighborhoods. Creating a walkable neighborhood, improving some of the streetscape, all of those things will increase investment in our neighborhoods. People will want to live there, people will want to invest there, businesses will want to have their businesses there, and that is a way that we can increase jobs and increase the tax base in our city. I have been to more than 100 meetings over the past few months in our city. And I'll say something that I don't think will surprise you. And that is that all these themes that we're talking about tonight are themes that everyone in every neighborhood is talking about. We are in this together as a city. Government and the people, because government is the people and should be ruled by the people. We are in this together. And we can together make this city a much, much better place. Now, I am hearing around the city that we're ready to enter into a new era. And the number of people from different neighborhoods here tonight show that that's the case. And so that's why tonight I announced my candidacy for mayor of New Haven. I promise you that tonight and always I will be the most energetic and committed mayor that this city has ever seen. So thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for everything in advance. Thank you for everything you will do over the coming months to help us win this campaign.